You plank every single day, 30 seconds, 1 minute, maybe even 2 minutes. You've been doing it for weeks, maybe months, but your core still weak. Your abs still not showing. Your back pain still there. You're putting in the work, but getting zero results. What if I told you that 90% of people who plank every day are doing it completely wrong? Not slightly wrong, completely wrong. And that's why they see no results no matter how consistent they are. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're exposing the brutal truth about why planking every day doesn't work for most people, the mistakes that make planks useless, the form errors that waste your time, and most importantly, exactly how to fix it so your daily planks actually deliver results. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why your current approach isn't working, what you need to change immediately, and how to turn the plank from a waste of time into the most effective core exercise in your arsenal. This is going to hurt, but the truth is what you need. Let's get into it. But first, let's establish something important. The plank, when done correctly, is one of the most effective core exercises ever created. It builds real functional core strength, it improves posture, it eliminates back pain, it creates stability that transfers to every movement. But here's the problem. Most people aren't doing it correctly. And incorrect planks don't just fail to deliver results, they're literally a waste of time and energy. You could be doing nothing and get the same benefit. Let me show you the 5 catastrophic mistakes that destroy plank effectiveness. If you're making even one of these, you're getting zero results. Mistake number 1, your hips are sagging. This is the most common and most destructive mistake. You get into plank position, and within 10 to 20 seconds, your hips start dropping toward the floor. Your lower back arches, your core disengages, and you're no longer doing a plank. You're just hanging there. When your hips sag, your abs completely shut off. They're not working. Instead, all the stress shifts to your lower back. You're not building core strength. You're creating lower back pain and potential injury. Here's why this happens. Your core is too weak to maintain the position, so your body compensates by letting your hips drop. Or you're not actively engaging your glutes and core. You're just trying to hold the position passively. The fix is brutal but simple. Engage your glutes hard. Squeeze them like you're trying to crack a walnut. This automatically tilts your pelvis and prevents hip sagging. Engage your core actively. Pull your belly button toward your spine. Create tension throughout your entire midsection. If you can't maintain perfect form for more than 20 seconds, stop at 20 seconds. Rest. Repeat. Don't sacrifice form for time. A 20-second plank with perfect form builds more core strength than a 2-minute plank with sagging hips. Quality over duration, always. Mistake number 2, your butt is too high. The opposite problem. Some people overcompensate for sagging hips by lifting their butt way up in the air. You look like you're doing a downward dog yoga pose, not a plank. When your hips are too high, you're making the plank easier. Your core isn't under tension. Your shoulders are doing all the work. You're not building core strength. You're just tired for no reason. The fix? Your body should form a perfectly straight line from your head to your heels, not sagging, not piked, straight. Imagine a broomstick lying along your back. It should touch your head, your upper back, and your butt simultaneously. Film yourself or use a mirror. Check your alignment. Most people are shocked when they see how far off they are. Mistake number 3. You're holding your breath. This is incredibly common and incredibly destructive. You get into plank position and immediately hold your breath thinking it helps you maintain tension. It doesn't. It makes everything worse. Holding your breath spikes your blood pressure dangerously. It causes you to fatigue much faster. It prevents proper core engagement. Your abs need oxygen to work efficiently. It creates unnecessary stress and makes the plank feel harder than it should be. The fix? Breathe continuously throughout the entire plank. Deep, steady breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. This keeps oxygen flowing, maintains stable blood pressure, and actually helps you hold the plank longer. Proper breathing is not optional. It's essential. Mistake number 4. You're just counting time, not creating tension. Most people approach planks like a waiting game. Get into position, stare at the clock, wait for time to pass. They're not actively working, they're passively enduring. This is why time-based planks often fail. You can hold a lazy plank for 2 minutes and build zero strength. Meanwhile, an active high-tension plank for 30 seconds will transform your core. The difference is active engagement versus passive holding. A passive plank, you're just trying to survive. Your muscles are doing the minimum to keep you from collapsing. An active plank, every muscle is firing. You're creating maximum tension. You're actively fighting to maintain position. The fix, make your plank active. Push the floor away with your hands. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Pull your elbows toward your toes without actually moving them. This mental cue activates your lats and core. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Engage your quads. Pull your knees up. Every muscle should be working. A 30-second active plank is 10 times more effective than a 2-minute passive plank. Mistake number 5. You're doing the same plank every single day forever. This is the progressive overload problem. You plank for 1 minute every day. Day 1, day 10, day 100. Same duration, same variation, same everything. Your body adapts. What was challenging on day 1 is easy by day 30. You're no longer creating enough stimulus for adaptation. You're just maintaining. No growth, no improvement, no results. The fix, progressive overload. Make your planks harder over time. Increase duration. If you started at 30 seconds, progress to 45, then 60, then 90. Add variation. Side planks for obliques, plank shoulder taps for stability, weighted planks with a plate on your back. Increase difficulty. Elevate your feet to make it harder. Do single arm or single leg planks. Your body needs a reason to adapt. Give it one by constantly increasing the challenge. Now let's talk about the other reason planks fail. Unrealistic expectations. Most people think planking every day will give them a six-pack. It won't. Let me be brutally honest. Planks build core strength. They don't burn belly fat. You cannot spot reduce fat. Doing planks doesn't burn the fat covering your abs. If you want visible abs, you need to lose body fat through nutrition and overall training. Planks strengthen the muscles underneath. But if those muscles are covered by fat, you won't see them. This is why people plank for months and see no aesthetic results. They're building core strength under a layer of fat. The strength is there, they just can't see it. Planks are not a fat loss exercise, they're a strength exercise. Understand the difference. Now let's talk about volume. How much should you actually plank? Most people either do way too little or way too much. Here's the optimal approach. If you're planking every day, keep the volume moderate. 2 to 3 sets of 30 to 60 seconds is enough. More isn't better. Quality and progression matter more than volume. If you're doing high-intensity active planks with perfect form, you don't need to plank for 5 minutes. That's endurance training, not strength building. Better approach? Plank 3 to 4 days per week with higher intensity. Go hard on plank days. Vary the difficulty, make it challenging. Rest on other days. This allows recovery and adaptation. Daily planking can work, but only if you're varying the intensity and not going max effort every single day. Now let's address the people who say planks don't work at all. They claim planks are useless. They say you should only do dynamic core exercises. This is wrong. Planks are isometric exercises. Your muscles contract without moving. This builds a specific type of strength, stability, and endurance under tension. This is critical for real-world function. Every time you lift something heavy, your core must stabilize isometrically. Every time you run, jump, or twist, your core provides isometric stability. Planks train exactly this function. Dynamic exercises like crunches and leg raises are valuable, but they don't replace planks, they complement them. A complete core program needs both isometric stability from planks and dynamic strength from other exercises. Now, the million-dollar question. If you fix all these mistakes and do planks correctly, what results can you actually expect? Realistic results from correct planking. Significantly stronger core within 2 to 4 weeks. Your ability to stabilize during other exercises improves dramatically. Better posture within 1 to 2 weeks. Your core naturally engages throughout the day, pulling your shoulders back and aligning your spine. Reduced or eliminated lower back pain within 2 to 3 weeks. A strong core supports your spine, taking pressure off your lower back. Improved performance in all exercises. Your squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, everything gets more stable and stronger, better balance and coordination. Core strength is the foundation of balance. These are real, measurable results, but they require correct execution, not the lazy, time-wasting planks most people do. Here's your action plan to make planks actually work. Film yourself doing a plank. Check your form. Are your hips sagging? Butt too high? Fix it. Focus on active engagement, not passive endurance. Every muscle working every second. Breathe continuously. Never hold your breath. Progress over time. Add duration, difficulty, or variations every 1 to 2 weeks. Plank 3 to 4 days per week, not necessarily every day. High quality over high frequency. Combine planks with dynamic core work, leg raises, dead bugs, palace presses. Build complete core strength. Most importantly, understand what planks can and cannot do. They build strength and stability. They don't burn belly fat or give you a six-pack without proper nutrition. Here's the brutal truth. If you've been planking every day and seeing zero results, it's not because planks don't work. It's because you're doing them wrong, period. Your form is terrible. You're not creating tension. You're not progressing. You're wasting your time. But now you know better. You know the mistakes. You know the fixes. You know what real planks should look like. The question is, will you actually change, or will you keep doing the same lazy planks and wondering why nothing improves? So here's my challenge. For the next 14 days, do planks the right way. Perfect form, active engagement, proper breathing, progressive overload, film yourself, hold yourself accountable. 14 days of correct planks will deliver more results than 6 months of lazy planks, I guarantee it. If you're committing to doing planks correctly, drop a comment saying perfect planks only. Let's build a community of people who do things right, not just easy. And if you want more exercise form breakdowns, training corrections, and strategies that actually work, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stop wasting time on lazy planks. Start building real core strength with proper technique. Your body will thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Now go plank the right way.